Wala, medyo mystery box talaga.
Namaskar. A very good morning to everyone. On behalf of the India Foundation, I warmly welcome you all to the 5th ASEAN-India Youth Summit here in this beautiful state of Goa. It's wonderful to see such an enthusiastic gathering of young leaders and friends from across ASEAN region and India. Over the next 2 days, we'll share ideas, debate solutions, and most importantly, build partnership that will deepen bonds of friendship, cooperation, and shared aspirations. May I now request the esteemed dignitaries for the inaugural session to kindly join us here on the dais. Shri Pavitra Manavita, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs, Government of India. Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan, Flag Officer, Commander-in-Chief of the Western Naval Command. Shri Ram Madhav, President of the India Foundation. Please welcome them with a warm round of applause. Before we formally begin, may I now request everyone to kindly rise for playing the anthem of ASEAN, followed by the national anthem of India.
Oh
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे Thank you. Please be seated. Focus on the theme of connecting the youth, shaping our future. This Youth Summit reflects the vitality of ASEAN-India partnership and the critical role that youth must play in shaping our collective future. Over the next 2 days, participants will engage in policy labs, country presentations and cultural exchanges to reimagine cooperation between our nations. May I now request Sri Ram Madhav, President of the India Foundation, to kindly deliver his welcome remarks. Over to you, sir.
Namaste, Honorable Minister Sri Pavitra Margarita, CNC of Western Naval Command, Sri Swaminathan, all the eminent participants in this 5th ASEAN-India Youth Summit, including ambassadors, speakers, functionaries of Ministry of External Affairs and India Foundation, and the young delegates coming from all the 11 ASEAN countries. 10 countries delegates have already joined, and 1 delegate from 1 country are expected anytime soon. And of course, the delegates from India. Let me extend a warm welcome to all of you to the 5th ASEAN-India Youth Summit. This series is hosted by India Foundation in collaboration with the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta and supported by External Affairs Ministry of India and ASEAN Foundation. Friends, we are in Goa. This is the one of the very famous coastal cities, rather city-states on the west coast of India. It's a very beautiful and a major tourist destination. You will go out into the city, the delegates will go out into the city after the sessions are over tomorrow, and you will see lot of very important colonial and traditional historical monuments here. Goa was under Portuguese colonial rule until 1962. There were many important landmarks built during that period. Goa also happens to be one of the very important port cities in Konkan region of the erstwhile Maratha Empire, a very famous empire in central and western India. You will find a lot of historical places associated with that Maratha Empire also. And this is a place where you will find the confluence, but more essentially the culture, cuisine and customs of the Konkani people or the Maharashtrian people. Incidentally, we are here at a time when people of India, especially people in this part of the country, are celebrating a very, very important festival called Ganesh Chaturthi. It is a festival associated with a very famous Hindu god, very important Hindu god, Ganesha. Some people in other literature treat him as the elephant god. We are at a time when that festival is being celebrated. I am sure when you go into the city day after tomorrow, you will come across a lot of festivities associated with that festival also. Friends, we are very happy that, of course, government of Goa also has extended support for hosting this event here. We are thankful to them. Honorable Chief Minister was supposed to join us today, but as I mentioned, it is that festival time, and Goa is full of Ganesh mandals, we call them, Ganesh festival places, and as People's Chief Minister, he has to go to a number of them. He will certainly find time to come and meet with all of us sometime during today or probably tomorrow. We are grateful to the ASEAN Secretariat for supporting us in hosting this event. This is the 5th edition. We do it every 2 years. And this is the 5th edition that we are hosting, and we are always thankful to the ASEAN Secretariat for helping and supporting us. We were hoping to have the Secretary General present amidst us today in person, but unfortunately he is not able to join in person, but we will have his message delivered during this inaugural session. Honorable Pavitra Margarita, who is there on the dais today, is India's Minister of State for External Affairs. Ministry of External Affairs of India is, of course, an integral part of this event. We are very thankful to him for accepting the invitation and joining us this morning for the inaugural session. Incidentally, Sri Margarita comes from Northeast India, which is a neighbor of Southeast Asia. Northeast India is connected geographically to Southeast Asia, and he understands, and of course as the minister he is also handling the government affairs of all these Southeast Asian countries, and he knows many of the officials and leaders of this region. No better person can be there for inaugural session than Mr. Margarita. We are thankful to him for joining us this morning. Goa has another very important, unique aspect. It is the headquarters of India's Western Naval Command. Western Naval Command is a very important naval arm of Indian Navy, and it is called the sword arm of Indian Navy. And there is a big naval base here, which you will be visiting, delegates will be visiting after tomorrow. And we are so glad and happy to have the Commander-in-Chief of Western Naval Command, Vice Admiral Krishnan Swaminathan, with us in this inaugural session. We are also thankful to several ambassadors of Southeast Asian nations stationed in Delhi for joining us in this two-day conference. We have several of them already here, and a few will be joining later in the day today. And also a few other ambassadors are here, and officials from MEA. We welcome all of them. Our India Foundation senior leaders are here. I welcome all of them. Friends, this summit is generally designed in such a way that it is at one level it will be an educative summit for all the young delegates who have come here, but also it has enough entertainment for you to not feel too much bored by sessions. You have enough time to relax and enjoy the beauty of the city and other good activities. So we started this series, as I said, about 8 years ago. The reason being, India values its relationship with the ASEAN group of countries, with ASEAN itself as a group and all the individual member countries of ASEAN. India enjoys strong bilateral ties with individual member countries, but also at the ASEAN level. India-ASEAN relations have completed more than 30 years now. We began our association with ASEAN in 1992. In 2002, we became a formal summit member of ASEAN. India started attending ASEAN summit meetings, East Asia summit meetings. And in 2012, we upgraded the relationship to strategic partnership. And 10 years later, in 2022, we upgraded further this relationship to comprehensive strategic partnership. For us, this relationship is a very valued relationship. Geopolitically, of course, we consider if you call India as central to Indian Ocean region, we consider ASEAN as pivotal or central to Indo-Pacific region. So we attach a lot of strategic significance also to ASEAN, and ASEAN-India trade and business ties have been growing so strong. We used to be the fourth largest trade partner until a year ago, and today I can probably say proudly that ASEAN became the third largest trade partner for India, with more than $120 billion bilateral trade happening between ASEAN and India. But friends, this relationship is not just about politics, geopolitics and trade and business. This has much more than that. It's a historical relationship. It's a civilizational and cultural relationship that India and each member country of ASEAN enjoy. I can proudly say that there is not a single country in the ASEAN group of countries which doesn't have historical, cultural, civilizational links with India. So that way our relationship goes much beyond politics, much beyond geography, much beyond trade. It is a people-to-people, civilizational, cultural and historical relationship. In that sense, we are all, of course, coming from different regions, different countries, but we are all civilizational cousins, cultural cousins. This effort of India Foundation is to further strengthen these people-to-people bonds through summits like this one, and we are happy that we have been able to achieve substantial progress and success in that effort. Before I close, I also must mention, because lots of youngsters from all these countries are sitting here, that we find the youngsters to be very important partners for India, because we know the potential of these youngsters. And we know that sooner than later they will rise into high public offices in all your respective countries. As a matter of fact, I can mention at least 3 alumni of India, ASEAN-India Youth Summit, who have now become, important people in their respective countries. One of them is His Excellency Mr. Hun Mani, who is now the Deputy Prime Minister of Cambodia. My ambassador is sitting here. And Mr. Hun Mani happened to be one of the delegates of ASEAN-India Youth Summit, the first summit. And in fact, he was very keen to come for this session, for the inaugural session today, but due to certain domestic compulsions, he could not make it. So he is one person. Then I'm told Ms. Rati Kumla from Indonesia, who again attended one of the youth summits, today became a celebrated writer, author in Indonesia, a very famous author and writer in Indonesia. And of course, we have our own Hemang Joshi. I don't know if he's already here. Mr. Hemang Joshi was one of the alumni of this group, and today he is one of the young members of parliament in Indian parliament with a very promising future. So friends, we consider, although these are all youngsters, we consider them to be our future assets for strengthening the ties between India and ASEAN countries. I take this opportunity to extend a hearty and warm welcome to each one of you. Please, of course, I wish a bright future for each one of you here, like the 3 names I mentioned. But otherwise, I welcome all of you. Please enjoy your stay for next 3 days. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your leadership and guidance in organizing this summit and for your insightful work. To begin the proceedings further, may I request everyone's attention to the special video address by His Excellency Chow Kim Horn, the Secretary General of the ASEAN.
Your Excellency Dr. S. Jaishankar, Minister of External Affairs of India, Your Excellency Dr. Pramod Saban, Chief Minister of War, Your Excellency Dr. Ram Madhav, President of the India Foundation, Your Excellency P. Kumaran, Secretary East of the Ministry of External Affairs of India, Your Excellencies, the Ambassador of India to ASEAN, as well as the ASEAN ambassadors in India, distinguished guests, youth leaders from ASEAN member states, India and Timor State. A very good morning. It is a pleasure for me to be addressing the change makers, trailblazers, and future stewards of our world. You are the reason we're here today. Look around you, young leaders from across ASEAN and India, representing over 500 million voices of your generation, ready to reshape our world. Welcome to the 5th ASEAN-India Youth Summit 2025. We're connecting the youth, shaping our future isn't just a thing, it's your mission statement. Let me congratulate the government of India for hosting this youth summit and extend my appreciation to the India Foundation, the ASEAN Foundation, and all organizing partners for their dedication in bringing this powerful gathering to life here in beautiful Goa. I know you're all eager to engage in this summit, not merely to discuss global issues, but to forge lasting connections and build robust networks that will transform our collective future. This energy and enthusiasm you bring spring from youth, hope, and the drive for change are precisely what make gatherings like this so transformative and powerful. Distinguished guests and youth delegates, this transformation begins with recognizing that of what this gathering truly represents. Convened under the framework of the ASEAN-India Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, this isn't about what governments can do for you. It's about recognizing that you are the architects of tomorrow. It embodies ASEAN and India's unwavering commitment to empowering young people as essential partners in building a more inclusive, resilient, and forward-looking region. This commitment has deep roots. 8 years ago, we launched a summit in Madhya Pradesh with a bold vision to create a space where young voices don't just participate in conversations about the future, but to also make changes and lead them. Commemorating the 25th anniversary of the ASEAN-India Dialogue Partnership, this platform has evolved into something extraordinary, a crucial space for meaningful dialogue, cross-cultural understanding, and transformative opportunities for young leaders and youth. Underlying this evolution is the unwavering institutional support of our governments. I commend the government of India's steadfast commitment to youth possibility, demonstrated through sustained support for game-changing initiatives such as the ASEAN-India Youth Summit and the leadership program for young leaders of the ASEAN countries in India. These programs haven't just contributed to fostering innovative solutions for global challenges. They cultivated leadership skills, cross-cultural understanding, and regional cooperation that will define our shared future. Without institutional support, here's the real power you represent. ASEAN is blessed with a vibrant and predominantly young population of approximately 224 million young people. This demographic is is projected to reach its peak in 2038, placing your generation at the heart of ASEAN's next phase of growth. As for India, its remarkable youth population of 345 million, ages between 15 and 29, represent 27.2% of the country's total population as of 2021. Together, our combined youth population of over 500 million represent an extraordinary demographic dividend that amplifies both regions' economic potential and innovative capacity. Harnessing this potential requires sustained and bold commitment. Moving forward, I eagerly hope that both ASEAN and India will continue championing youth development through comprehensive and practical initiatives, including exchange programs, innovation platforms, scholarships, and leadership forums. These endeavors are instrumental in building mutual understanding, strengthening regional cooperation, and promoting your active participation in shaping our region's destiny. Your participation matters now more than ever. This summit takes place against the backdrop of ASEAN-India cooperation across critical areas, from climate action and digital transformation to education, connectivity, and inclusive collaboration. These are the areas where your generation will leave its mark through advocacy, innovation, and action. I encourage you to embrace the diversity of voices and perspectives in this room, and to leverage digital platforms to amplify your collaboration beyond discipline. And that brings me directly to you, specifically for all our youth delegates. This is your moment. Your ideas, your passion, your relentless optimism. These are the forces that will propel ASEAN-India cooperation forward. Thank you for showing up, for speaking up, and for pushing boundaries on what's possible. Your active engagement in the discussions advances the broader objectives of ASEAN-India cooperation and fosters your indispensable role as co-creators of our region's future. So here's my challenge to you. Don't let this summit be just another event in your calendar. Make it the catalyst for the change you want to see. Build those networks, yes, but more importantly, build movements. Stay connected, not just through social media, but through shared purpose. Seize this opportunity to explore collaborative possibilities and remain actively engaged in youth initiatives long after this event concludes. The friendships we forge here today could become partnerships that solve tomorrow's greatest challenges. Remember this as you begin your discussions. The future isn't something that happens to you, it's something you create. So go out there and create brilliantly. And if along the way you spark a Bollywood dance, inspire moment that brings together the energy, positivity, creativity, and spirit of youth across ASEAN and India. Well, that too is a powerful reminder that connection, culture, and collaboration are at the heart of our lasting partnerships. Thank you.
We are grateful to the Excellency for his inspiring message. To take the proceedings further, may I now call upon Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan, Flag Officer Commander-in-Chief, Western Naval Command, to kindly share his remarks.
Shri Pavitra Margareta, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs, Dr. Ram Madhav, President, India Foundation, Excellencies, distinguished guests, and young delegates participating in the 5th ASEAN-India Youth Summit. Good morning and my warm greetings to all of you. Let me begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to Dr. Ram Madhav for inviting me to this event. As the Commander-in-Chief of the Western Naval Command, interacting with the youth of our country and of ASEAN nations is an opportunity that I wouldn't let pass, and I'm grateful to the India Foundation, Dr. Ram Madhav in particular, and Vice Admiral Shekhar Sinha for inviting me to participate in this important youth summit. Today I stand here not just as a representative of the Indian Navy, but also as someone who believes deeply in the power of the youth, in its ability to shape, to create, to innovate, to transform, and to inspire. For me, therefore, the theme of this summit, connecting the youth, shaping our future, isn't only a catchy phrase, but indeed a mission statement that calls on us to reflect on the past that we share, the present that we must shape, and the future that we must build together. I shall begin by sharing with you an image from my own world, the sea. The sea is vast, unpredictable, sometimes calm and tranquil, sometimes ferociously violent. But every sailor knows this truth, that the sea connects more than it divides and reflects commonality more than it shows differences. For millennia, waters of the seas have not only washed the shores of all our countries, but have also carried ships, people, ideas, traditions, cultures between India and Southeast Asia. And you, not just the youth present here today, but I call upon the youth in a broader sense, are the modern voyagers on this journey and the navigators of our shared future. India and Southeast Asia are not strangers meeting at the crossroads for the first time. They are old friends and partners discovering each other in new ways in a new era today. Over 2 millennia ago, Indian traders, monks, and sailors crossed the seas not to conquer, but to connect. They took with them aspects of Indian spirituality, architecture, mathematics, and language, and in turn absorbed the richness of Southeast Asia, from spices and art forms to philosophies of society and governance. The great Hindu and Buddhist temples of Devastan in Thailand, the Angkor Wat in Cambodia, Prambanan and Borobudur in Indonesia, and Cham in Vietnam still stand as living monuments of these exchanges. The Ramayana is as much a part of Javanese shadow puppetry, Bayan, as it is of Indian storytelling. These civilizational linkages point to us that when cultures connect, societies flourish. It is in the fitness of things, therefore, that this theme finds voice in India's policy making as well. A long-standing Look East policy, now termed as Act East policy, is a reflection of our intent to engage with ASEAN and its partner countries more closely and more proactively. From being just dialogue partners in 1992, as Dr. Ram Madhav just very eloquently told us, India and ASEAN have forged a comprehensive strategic partnership from 2022. More importantly, our policy of Mahasagar, which stands for mutual and holistic advancement for security and growth across regions, is synonymous with the ASEAN outlook for the Indo-Pacific, or the AOIP, and seeks to strengthen maritime security, provide economic integration through trade and infrastructure development, and expand the blue economy in line with our sustainable development goals. India steadfastly supports ASEAN centrality and respects its policy of consultation and collaboration for dispute resolution. Not surprisingly, therefore, India and ASEAN have platforms that enable exchanges of views and ideas at every level of governance, at the prime ministerial level, at the ministerial level, especially in the fields of defense, finance, external affairs and trade, the secretary level and track to dialogues such as those curated by the India Foundation. Today, ASEAN has become the third largest trading partner for India, and a bilateral trade for 22-23 stands, like Dr. Rama has said, over about $130 billion. ASEAN countries account for 20% of the foreign direct investment flowing into India, and this is very, very significant. As a part of the world that missed the industrial revolution, partly due to colonization, India and ASEAN now share the enormous responsibility of empowering the people and making them the drivers of the globalized world. The question therefore is, will the youth of India and ASEAN seize the moment and lead the region to a better and brighter future? At this juncture, allow me to explain to you why youth matters now more than ever before. Today, the world finds itself at an inflection point where divisionism has found new life, cutting-edge technology has become intensely democratized, war and violence find rampant presence, and foreign policies are becoming increasingly inward-looking. Geopolitics across the globe are in a state of flux and realignment, and conflict and military escalation continue to test human resilience like never before. With prolonged wars becoming the new normal, technology evolving faster than its governance mechanisms can cope, challenges hitherto unseen in human evolution have become a part of our lives. The competition for resources, niche technologies, and military modernization is challenging the rules-based order that was painstakingly established over the past 80 years. Simultaneously, climate change impacts the lands and coasts that millions of people inhabit, and sea levels rise rapidly to threaten the very existence of large populations. If anything, the COVID-19 pandemic reminded us that borders cannot stop shared vulnerabilities. This is a challenging environment we face today. But in every challenge lives an opportunity. And who better to harness that opportunity than the youth of India and ASEAN? Together, India and ASEAN represent nearly 2 billion people, more than half of whom are under the age of 35. That is just not demography. It is a force that can change destiny. It means energy, capability, creativity, and resilience on a scale no other region enjoys. Think of a young startup founder in Bengaluru working in fintech who could collaborate with a peer in Singapore to serve both nations. Think of an environmental activist in Manila joining hands with one in Chennai to clean our coasts. Think of students in Hanoi and Hyderabad collaborating on artificial intelligence or marine sciences and creating products that serve the entire region. It is such possibilities that remind us that the future is not something just to wait for. It is to be grabbed and shaped, and can be shaped by you here, now, and today. Allow me to share with you 4 areas that I consider important for a shared future and collaboration, and I request you to please ponder over them. First, innovation and technology. We live in the age of the 4th industrial revolution. Artificial intelligence, robotics, quantum sciences, space exploration, digital finance, and biotech are reshaping lives. India is home to one of the world's fastest growing startup ecosystems. ASEAN nations are also at the cutting edge of digital transformation. Innovation thrives where minds connect across borders. Imagine how hackathons can bring together youth from Delhi, Jakarta, and Bangkok to solve serious regional challenges. Think again of how an ASEAN-Indian digital corridor can allow young entrepreneurs to collaborate seamlessly and create dynamic commercial opportunities across the region. Technology must not just be about profit, it must be about a larger purpose, like solving the problems of hunger, health, and human dignity. And it is the youth who can make technology humane. 2. Sustainability and the blue economy. As a naval officer with close to about 4 decades in this uniform, matters of the sea remain forever close to my heart. That is why I believe that for India and ASEAN, the sea is just not a geographical feature. It is a shared lifeline. Our energy, food, trade, and climate security all depend on the sea. The oceans today face immense stress. Illegal, unregulated, unreported fishing, mass pollution, persisting piracy and armed robbery, and rising sea levels. The oceans also hold immense promise as a source of renewable energy, sustainable tourism and fishing, and maritime trade. India and ASEAN are already working along multiple lines of effort to strengthen maritime cooperation. But it is you, young scientists, environmentalists, policymakers, and entrepreneurs who will need to take this forward. Through innovations in clean energy, marine robotics, or coastal resilience, you can transform the blue economy into a source of a shared prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, sustainability and sustainable living are no longer just a matter of choice, they are an urgent responsibility and a solemn obligation for all of mankind. 3. People-to-people bonds. Governments can sign agreements, but people build relationships, and the youth build them best. Exchange programs, scholarships, leadership summits, such as the one you are participating in, cultural festivals, and sports leagues. These are all not just pastime activities. They are the glue that binds us all together to open our hearts and minds to greater possibilities. Friendships we build here across borders can last longer than any policy or treaty can. You are not just youth of your nations, you are the ambassadors of an Indian ASEAN community. The Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Program, or the ITEC, is an initiative of the Government of India that enables fully funded short-term civilian and defense training courses in India for professionals and officials from ASEAN countries. The program covers airfares, living costs, and course fees. While the ITEC focuses on capacity building, scholarships available from the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, or the ICCR, offer ASEAN students opportunities for undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctoral studies in India. I sincerely urge all of you to avail these opportunities and carry back this message to your colleagues back home so that they could also come and avail them. Such a step would surely promote greater integration between our nations and our youth. And fourth, and most importantly, leadership. My life in the Navy has led me to the firm belief that leadership is central to everything that we do. Leadership is not only about age, rank, or wearing a uniform. It is about assuming responsibility and taking ownership. It is about not asking what do I gain from this, but instead, how can I serve better? Leadership demands sacrifice and selflessness, and it means standing up for what is right, no matter how difficult or whether or not it makes you popular. It will mean bringing people together where division seems easier. It will mean thinking not just of the next 5 years, but perhaps of the next 50. As youth of India and ASEAN, you carry the burden of leadership and of the responsibility of taking your nation forward, no matter what the odds are, no matter the challenges, no matter what circumstances you face. I firmly believe that in the next decade or two, exactly as Dr. Ram Madhav said, we will see many of you rise to prominent leadership positions in the country in multiple spheres. It is for you to accept the responsibility that comes with such positions, with humility and with determination, and shape the trajectory of your nations through smart, effective, and selfless leadership. Serve your nations and your fellow citizens well. And as an extension of that, take the India-ASEAN relations to greater heights in ways that matter most to our peoples. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear young friends, India and ASEAN are bound by history, geography, and by destiny. But most importantly, we are bound by you, our youth. Let us connect not only through trade and technology, but also through trust and togetherness, and shape a future that honors our heritage, embraces innovation, protects our planet, and empowers our people. As I look at this vibrant conference room, I do not just see delegates, I see determined navigators of the 21st century that will steer the India-ASEAN relations across waters of challenge and uncertainty towards a bright and promising horizon of shared prosperity. Your courage, creativity, and compassion leave me with no doubt that our future is indeed in Zee's hands. I once again thank the India Foundation for providing me this opportunity to share my thoughts with you and wish this youth summit every success. I hope it meets all its objectives it has set for itself and generates significant outcomes that impact all our lives positively. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Admiral, for your brilliant speech and sharing your expertise and deep knowledge with us here today. It is now my honor to invite Shri Pavitra Margarita, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs, Government of India, to address the August gathering.
Namaskar. Very good morning. Before I begin my speech, I would like to mention one thing as said by Dr. Ramadhavji. I hail from northeastern part of India, and you will be surprised to know how close I am to the ASEAN countries as mentioned by Ramadhavji. Distance from my hometown, my home, at Margaret, a small town of ASEAN, northeast India. Distance from my home to Myanmar is hardly 170 kilometers, but distance to my capital, my home state Guwahati, it is 550 kilometers. Distance from my residence to my own capital city of my state, it is 550 kilometers, but to Myanmar it is 170 kilometers. And in the same way, distance from my residence of Margarita, Assam, to Thailand, the radial distance will be hardly 1600 kilometers, if you can Google, you can see. The distance to this beautiful city of Goa, it is 2600 kilometers. So he has rightly mentioned that yes, I am very close to the ASEAN countries, geographically, culturally, and really I'm delighted to be here in front of you. Other leads, Dr. Ramadhavji, Vice Admiral Sir Krishna Swaminathanji, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, my friends are sitting here, and representatives of nations of ASEAN member states and Timor-Leste, young leaders from ASEAN member states and India, friends from India, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, and all the members of India Foundation and my colleagues from External Affairs Ministry, Government of India. I'm delighted to join all of you this morning at the 5th ASEAN-India Youth Summit, and I welcome you to India, and in particular to the state of Goa, a place steeped in history, top tourist destination, and a must-visit destination for the youth, for its vibrant culture in the form of churches, temples, and of course, the beautiful beaches. In fact, the 2019 edition of ASEAN-India Youth Summit was hosted by my home state, Assam. ASEAN and India are neighbors and partners in the global south, representing rapid growing regions and aspirations of more than 2.1 billion people. We cherish a deep-rooted friendship marked by many commonalities, complementarities, and historical and social-cultural linkages. My visits to Jakarta, Phnom Penh, Manila, and Kuala Lumpur made me appreciate our ancient connections. The revival of the ancient Nalanda University, inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister last year, is an effort to re-establish those civilizational connections. You must be aware that many of your fellow citizens are studying during Nalanda University, Bihar. At the last ASEAN-India Summit held in October 2024 in Vientiane, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji said, I quote, "The 21st century is the Asian century, a century for India and the ASEAN countries," I quote. Recently, ASEAN adopted its Community Vision 2045. In India, Viksit Bharat 2047 is an initiative aimed at realizing India's aspiration of becoming a developed nation by its 100th year of independence in 2047. Last month, I met with the foreign ministers of ASEAN member states and Timor-Leste in Kuala Lumpur. I reiterated India's support for ASEAN unity and centrality and adopted the ASEAN-India Plan of Action for 2026-2030 as a building block for our long-term visions. Friends, the youth of today are a vibrant force for creativity, passion and purpose. They care deeply about the future, not just their own, but that of their communities and the region they call home. When their ideas are heard and their actions supported, young people become powerful agents of change, capable of shaping a more inclusive, resilient and people-centered world. I would like to expand the ASEAN youth as ambitious, sincere, effective and efficient, aspirational new generation. India and ASEAN could work on common areas such as political security, economics, and cultural and social relationships. I am delighted to know that many of the previous participants of ASEAN-India Youth Summit have assumed leadership positions in their respective countries. The theme of this year's summit is Connecting the Youth, Shaping Our Future. Youth have been torchbearers of growth and progress across the world. All of you are playing the same role in your respective countries. The global landscape is evolving. The global landscape is evolving very fast. We are witnessing a visibly volatile, uncertain, and even turbulent world. Your collective efforts have the potential to further deepen ASEAN-India comprehensive strategic partnership to sail through the turbulence. You are the critical thinkers, change makers, innovators, communicators, and leaders. I hope your discussions in this Youth Summit will give you deeper insights for contributing towards strengthening our cooperation. The topics chosen on the various sessions are extremely relevant. That will give you all enough food for thought, for further deliberations and action. I'd like to convey my deep appreciation to the India Foundation for facilitating interaction among youths of India and ASEAN through this regular Youth Summit. Ministry of External Affairs shall continue to support such endeavors, especially those focused on youths. I wish you all the very best in your endeavors. Jai Hind.
valuable contribution and encouraging the participants here, present here today. As we close this session, may I now invite Vice Admiral Shekhar Sinha, Chairman, Board of Trustees, India Foundation, to kindly felicitate our distinguished dignitaries on the dais. To Vice Admiral Krishna Swaminathan, to Sri Pavitra Margarita, Honorable Minister, with this, we come to the close of this session. Thank you to all our distinguished speakers for setting such an inspiring tone to begin this summit. With this, the inaugural session of 5th ASEAN-India Youth Summit formally comes to an end. The next segment, focused on country presentations, will commence at 11 a.m. We request all the delegates and participants to reassemble in time for the session. Thank you.